Welcome to Lotus Me Bloom podcast. This is your host, Madison Ansel, and in this podcast, I talk a lot about spirituality, self-development, things I've learned, and so much more. So if you're into that type of stuff, then you found the right podcast. Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. So today's episode is all about how to put yourself out there on social media and not be afraid, and kind of like the people-pleasing mentality that we have formed on social media about, following certain people and getting upset if someone doesn't follow us back, or if we block someone, we feel bad, that type of energy. Because that's something personally I've been going through and working through for a long time now. And just recently I talked about on my TikTok that I blocked a bunch of people on TikTok that personally knew me in real life, and I had some resistance to that because I felt bad. So we're gonna dive right into it. I just wanted to do more of a lighthearted, fun episode. I had planned to talk about anxiety, but I have to be in certain moods to want to look at my notes and make notes on my phone and have a very structural episode. And today I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling fun. I just want to talk. I just want to see what comes out of my mouth because I never know at the time. So let's dive right into today's episode. So this episode pertains to anyone, because I would assume that 95% of anyone that's listening right now has social media, a social media account, has Instagram, has Facebook. So if it's an older generation, you might not understand or really relate to this episode as much, but I do want to talk a little bit about those who have a business and want to build a business online and those obstacles that you go through, because I think a lot of us go through this phase in life where we're like, man, I really just want to delete all of my social media. I just need to get off my phone, and we spend too much time on it, or maybe we get caught up on things that happen on social media. And I totally relate. But for many of us that have businesses, it's like something you have to do nowadays to run a business. I mean, if you start a business and don't have any type of social media and you're just marketing through billboards or newspaper, whatever, congrats, because that has to be challenging for sure. It's almost inevitable to, at some point, have to make a social media account for your business. And for me personally, I don't know if this is something I ever will go into. Probably not. But I can look at other people's businesses, even their social medias, and just see what they're doing wrong. I can't always see it in my own life and my own business, I think, because there's a lot of different emotions involved when we work on ourselves and we work on our business, and sometimes we need an outside perspective. But I can look at someone else's Instagram page or Facebook page and just know what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right. I don't know. I don't know if that's a skill of mine, but I just can see what's working, what's not. So I'm going to talk about putting yourself out there in that way. But I'm also going to just speak to anyone that wants to post on social media, or maybe has fears about posting on social media, or just wants to use it as an outlet because that's what it is and that's what it's intended to be. And it doesn't have to be this oh, I'm going to build my business, I want to become an influencer, I want to become a content creator. No, the average person likes to post the things they like on their social media. And even the average person has fears about that, or, has their own stories around, oh, if I post this, then someone's going to make fun of me, or if I post this, I'm going to get hate. There's just so much that I feel like we have formed stories around with social media, because that's life now. Now, if you are an older generation, you're not going to relate to this as much, but as someone like myself who is Gen Z, who grew up with having social media, and then my sister's generation, millennials, they had social media, they had MySpace. I wasn't in the MySpace world, but I had Club Penguin. I had Club Penguin in 4th grade. I loved Club Penguin. But can we just talk about that? Can they bring that back? Literally, my childhood was Club Penguin. But anyways, I had Instagram probably in 8th grade. I don't know when Instagram came out, but you just have seen how it's evolved over the years and how it's changed and what people used to post versus now, and it's so different. And now it's like everyone looks like an influencer. Everyone has to have a certain filter or aesthetic. And honestly, I've been not very active on Instagram. I used to love Instagram, but now like my go-to is TikTok because I feel like there's so much less pressure. I can be myself. But I do have some things that I've been working through, and I do make content and I put myself out there, and that's always been a challenge for me because I live in a small town, and when you grow up and you put yourself out there, like in middle school, high school, you don't always get the most positive feedback. So I just want to start off by talking about how I wanted to do like a social media cleanse. And I've been kind of doing this every so often throughout like the last year or two. Even me and my boyfriend will do it. We'll go through and just like unfollow people on Instagram. And it's not like because we don't like them or whatever, but Instagram's algorithm completely changed to the point where like you just stop seeing certain people's stuff. Like you really just see what you want to see or like the people that you interact with the most. And then at some point it's like you don't even see the stuff you want to see and you're just seeing like the same post over and over again. I don't know. It's just, they need to fix that. Okay, Instagram. I think a lot of people feel this way. It used to be like chronological order by who posted what. And then I feel like when they changed it to trying to get us to see like the people we interact with the most, that's when it just went out the window. Like just everything changed and whatever. I'm not going to keep talking about that. But we were unfollowing people because when you grow up with social media and like in high school, you just follow everyone because you know them or just because like, oh, so and so follow me, so I have to follow them. And that is so dumb. Like, why do we feel that way as a society that we have to do this? And now I'm not saying everyone feels this way. I know some people are like, I don't care. I'm not going to follow you just because you follow me. And there are some like egotistical people out there that like will not even acknowledge you, like even when you say stuff to them. And I'm not saying everyone, because sometimes, if you have a bigger following, you're not going to see everybody's comments. You're not going to see everybody's message that they sent you. But there are some people, I feel like nowadays, it's like they're just trying to be an Instagram model, whatever, and they don't even have like a huge following. It's just like they have this ego, like I'm too good to follow or respond to you, and that's just not cute to me at all. But that's a whole different topic. But it is wild that we do feel like we are going to make someone upset if we block them or remove them. And I know personally in my own life, there has been times that I got a little salty, like, oh, so-and-so took me off Snapchat or so-and-so took me off Instagram. Like, what did I do? And sometimes it is personal, like for sure. Like some people just don't like you and it is what it is. But we have to stop thinking that way, because I feel like that's where the people pleasing, if you have people pleasing mentalities, flows into with social media. I definitely sometimes struggle with having boundaries on social media, because sometimes I will feel like obligated to accept a friend request or to follow someone back because they followed me. And we have to just realize that social media is for us and it's not that deep. Just because I don't follow you on Instagram doesn't mean I dislike you. I'm getting to the point where if you're not even posting content, like, why should I even follow you back? Like, it makes no sense. I think we should all follow who we want to follow because we enjoy their content. Now, that's why I love TikTok so much, because TikTok was a brand new app. It's only so many years old, and it wasn't an app we grew up with through school where we just followed each other just to follow each other and like each other's stuff. No, TikTok is like completely its own thing, and no one knew who I was. Anyone that follows me on TikTok, majority of them don't know who I am in real life. And that's what I loved, because it gave me the freedom to be myself and to post what I want without feeling judgment from other people. And of course, I still get judgment, but it's different when someone's judging you that you don't know versus someone that you know in real life who is judging you, and maybe someone you work with or whatever you go to school with is saying things about you. Because trust me, I've been there. And that's why I wanted to make this episode, because I do have a lot of experience with this and a little bit of trauma that I'm still like trying to overcome and work through and heal from. So I loved that I had that ability on TikTok to be myself. And of course, there were some people, and there still are some people that followed me that I knew, but I didn't feel obligated to follow them back. And that's something I'm trying to just rewire in my own beliefs and programming, because especially on TikTok, it's about, posting videos and stuff like that. I follow people on TikTok strictly because I like their content. I'm not just following them to follow them. I'm following them because that's what I want to see. When I get on TikTok, that's the content I want to watch. I'm not going to just follow you because you followed me, especially when you don't even have any type of posts. Now, granted, I do follow my mom and I follow my sister. They don't make any content, but it's just easier, to follow them so we can share TikToks back and forth with each other. I do have some friends that I follow that don't really post anything. That's different. Like, I'm talking my closest circle. That's who I'm going to follow. I'm not going to follow you because I went to high school with you and you don't even post any videos. Like, on top of that, why would I follow you? Doesn't make sense. And then especially if your videos are just like random things like drinking at the bar or just stupid shit, I don't want to see that. I'm sorry, I'm not being rude, but like, you probably don't want to watch me do get readies with me if you're a guy that I went to high school with. So at some point, I just feel like some people follow you just to be nibby. Like, especially, they don't like your content. They don't comment on anything. Why are you here? That's what I want to know. Why are you here? Other than to just get in my business and talk to your friends about me. Because I don't understand. And granted, I will say, there are some people that I follow that I genuinely like their content, but I don't interact with it. Just because I'm constantly scrolling. But I don't know. I just feel like TikTok is different. If I do enjoy your content, like, I will comment on stuff. I do have a friend that I follow. He posts four-wheeling content. Is it something I enjoy? No. But we do send each other a lot of TikToks back and forth. So it's just easier, and he is in my inner circle. So for me, that's where like, it's okay to follow you because I want to follow you, even though I don't like your content. So I just feel like we need to normalize that. And I do love that about TikTok. Instagram, I feel like it's a little long gone for me. It almost feels a little bit of a lost cause at this point, because I have like 1,000 people I follow, 1,000 people follow me, and half of them I probably don't even know. And I feel like TikTok should be the space that we can be ourselves and we don't have to play this game of like, hey, I know you, you have to follow me. Because we already have Facebook and Instagram, and maybe Facebook and Instagram is like your favorite thing, but it's not mine. Like, I feel like Facebook, some people do have like their business there and everything, but Facebook is more like, hey, we live in the same town. Hey, we went to school together. Let's keep each other on Facebook. Like, that's more of a place where you do kind of keep up with other people and what they're doing. TikTok, I feel like, is more about entertainment and enjoying the content that you like to watch. So I don't feel like we need to keep playing into this, story around we have to feel bad if we don't follow this person. So I feel like you understand what I'm talking about here. So what made me even want to start talking about this is because I had been thinking that maybe I should just block some people on TikTok. And the reason I wanted to block people is because I started to feel self-conscious when I was posting on TikTok. I started to overanalyze and think too deeply about what I was posting, how it was going to be perceived, if someone was going to take it the wrong way. And I just started to get in my head, and then I wasn't wanting to post any content. I have so many drafts still sitting there of me just not wanting to post it because I do have issues. I've talked about this many times on this podcast that I have a harder time being vulnerable, and that's something I'm working on. And so TikTok was that outlet for me because that's what social media should be. It's an expression of self, and TikTok was that safe space for me. So when more people I knew started to follow me, I started to get in my head about it. And I let it go, over time. And then eventually I was like, this is making me really uncomfortable. And it's not only a form of expression for me, but it is something that I would one day like to be full-time doing and make a living doing it. So for me, I need to be able to feel comfortable to post content. And if you're someone who is in the same boat as me and would like to make money on social media, I totally can relate with you with how that is uncomfortable. And sometimes you will have people that you know in real life that will support you 100% about it. But I personally have not had that great of experience in the past. So I, like I said, have some stuff I'm working through. And I found that becoming a problem with people following me and not interacting with me, because in a way it made me feel a little threatened, because in the past I have had people make fun of me. I've had people give me a hard time and blast me on social media for the stuff I post, and I am working through that, like I said. But if you are afraid of that, then we should be able to block people and no hard feelings about it, So I was having some people pleasing stuff come up around it because I'm like, oh, I don't want this person to be mad if I block them, whatever. But like I said, it's not that deep. So I saw a video of Mel Robbins on my For You page, and she said that social media is not for your friends, it's not for your ex-coworkers, it's not for your relatives, your family. It is for you. It's an expression of yourself, and it's for your dreams. And many people do use social media to, boost their business, whether it's a self-related business like a content creator influencer and it's just their life, or it's establish a business like Lotus Me Bloom. I have Lotus Me Bloom pages specifically just for like stuff I sell, but then I do have me, Madison Ansel, where I do post lifestyle content and self-development and makeup and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I do it because it makes me happy. It's not like I'm just doing it because I want to make money. Because trust me, if that's the case, I would have quit doing it a long fucking time ago, because I created my YouTube channel when I was like, I don't know, in 8th grade. So this is something that's a passion of mine and a form of expression, because I have always been creative. I used to really express myself through my clothing growing up, but social media, my YouTube channel, was an outlet for me. So when I saw that video that Mel Robbins posted, it was confirmation to me that it's okay. Like, this is for me. And if these people are getting in the way of me being myself and comfortable being myself, then so be it. Like, these people don't really matter in the big scheme of things. Like, if they are upset, then so be it. And something that I've been really working with is just saying positive affirmations when I am overanalyzing and getting in my head about stuff. And my teacher did share about getting yourself into like a neutral place by saying, so what? And so what? So what if they're mad? So what if they say something to you? So what? Who cares? Yeah, it might be like uncomfortable if they say like, hey, why'd you block me on TikTok or Facebook or whatever? But so what? It isn't going to contribute to where you're going at the end of the day. So if you are posting content for your business, or posting content for yourself, or just wanting to express yourself and not be a whole business thing and, you know, be anything from it, you just want to be yourself, but there's people that you feel are preventing you from doing that, like maybe your parents. Maybe you want to block your parents. That's okay. Like, we need to stop feeling like there's this huge meaning behind someone unfollowing us. And I know I'm guilty of this. I have gotten my feelings hurt by someone unfriending me or taking me off, Snapchat, whatever. But you just have to say, so what? So what? They don't like me. They don't like my content. So what? Who cares? But if this does make you uncomfortable, something I have done with people that are very, very close to me, even because maybe they were triggering me and I need to work through some stuff, mute them. If they're really bothering you, this is kind of a different subject because it goes more into you being bothered by other people's stuff and maybe working on some stuff that triggers you or whatever. If you need to mute them and you're afraid to like truly unfriend them, then so be it. I have done that a million times. Like when someone I feel like is just really bothering me, what they're posting's bothering me, or like I'm getting triggered, but like maybe they were an old friend of mine and I don't really want to like unfollow them because, people pleasing stuff or whatever the case is, I will mute them for a long time until I feel like it doesn't bother me anymore, and then I'll unmute them. I've done this quite a few times and it truly fucking works. So if that's something you're dealing with, definitely do that. It helps so much. And I know some people are just lighthearted about it and they're just like, I like you, I like your content, I just want to be close to you. But if it is interfering with you posting, then that's a bigger issue. And that's how I was feeling. And I didn't want to feel like that again, because with YouTube, I at some point stopped posting altogether because I could not take the backlash I was getting. So let's dive into it. I started my YouTube channel in my 8th grade year in middle school. And it started out, doing music videos because like that was a project we did and I really loved that. But there's a lot that went into music videos and I wanted to be posting more, You had to get people to be involved as actors, my friends, whatever, would act out different things I'd tell them to do. And people did enjoy that, like as a whole. And it was different, no one was doing it. YouTube was pretty fresh back then, and I truly did it because I had a desire to act. I have always had a passion for acting, so that's what I did through the music videos. But eventually, like I said, it wasn't enough to be posting, so I found the beauty world. It was like the beginnings of people posting like makeup and lifestyle stuff and like a lot of outfit of the days. So I started posting outfit of the days. That was majority of my content because I didn't feel like I knew enough about makeup to talk about makeup. So I did a lot of outfit of the days because I used to be very, very passionate about just clothes, looking cute, being that Libra self of mine. And even people would have something to say about that. They'd say, oh, she's trying too hard, whatever. Like my freshman and sophomore year of high school, I would always be dressed up. Like I would get up early, curl my hair. I would have a skirt on with pantyhose. Like I just really used that as an expression of myself. People had something to say about it, It's always something. So I did outfit of the days and no one really knew about it. I don't even know how people found out about it because I didn't share it on any other social medias. I think maybe people were just going to watch the music videos and then saw that I was posting these. So that started, and then eventually I did go to makeup, but I was a high schooler. Buying Sephora makeup wasn't something that I had the money to do, let alone, even buying drugstore makeup. But I was always into beauty and I would get, stuff for Christmas, and my aunt always would support my Sephora addiction. So I started making content doing makeup. And honestly, the bullying started with the outfit of the days, like 100%. And it's weird because majority of the bullying came from guys. And I don't know why, but I never really saw it as bullying until like later on. I was like, Madison, they weren't like just, being funny. Like they were being a dick. Like they were being mean to you. Because when it comes from like guy friends, you think it's like, oh, they're just joking around, whatever. But no, like they were being complete assholes to me. Now, I'm sure that a lot of girls said shit about it too. I just never heard much of it. Like a lot of girls would say stuff like, oh, she needs to blend her makeup, da 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 da, and then literally like do their makeup just like I was doing it. So whatever, but I did have like girls say stuff like that I would say in a video, and I know damn well it was about me. Like they would just repeat things like I'd say like stay tuned or whatever, like one time at track practice, and they'd just be laughing, and like it was always very close to me, and I'm like, I know what the fuck you're doing. Like, hello, you're not fucking sly here. Like you're trying to get an emotional reaction out of me, and I wasn't having it. So that would happen. And then the guys would just always say like, oh, what's the outfit of the day, Madison? Just stupid shit like that. They would play like my videos at lunch. Like I had a group of guys and, upperclassmen that I didn't even know be playing my videos on their phones at lunch, like loud enough for me to hear them and like want me to get a reaction out of it. And like my ex was at that table too. And people would just always say shit to me about it. They would come up to me in the hallways. Like I had this upperclassman, he was a senior and I was freshman, came up to me and was just like, yeah, I watch your videos, and just like start laughing. And it's like nothing crazy was said, but just enough for me to want to not do it anymore. At this point. Now, there was some other shit that has happened. So I even had people that was my sister's age. My sister is 5 years older than me. So they were out of high school, like come up to my mom and say something about it. Like, what is she doing? Like, this is just kind of just saying like, she's stupid. Like, this is ridiculous, like embarrassing, whatever. So I even had someone, I was like on Twitter one night, and I have a lot of trauma with Twitter, so I don't really like to get on there. I actually think I might delete my Twitter, but he was like subtweeting me, but he was tweeting everything I was saying in a video I had. Like, he was saying like, oh, this ring's from Forever 21, this jacket goes with this, like literally all of these tweets. Like, there was multiple of them. And this was like, I don't know, a Friday night. And I'm just like in my room on Twitter. He's an upperclassman. And I'm like, what the fuck? I have always been pretty sensitive. And I remember bawling my eyes out because I just thought what I was doing was fun and just an expression of myself. It wasn't for the people that I went to school with. And truly, like, I enjoyed it so much. I had so much fun doing it. And at some point, everything kind of piled on top of another, and I decided like, I can't do this. Like, I'll take a break for a while. And at some point, like, even my mom was like, maybe you should stop doing this because I don't like what it's doing to you. And so I'd take longer breaks. And then like my senior year, stuff got really like bad. But like people would, I don't know, screenshot my videos and like put them in group chats and like talk badly about me. Like, it was almost like they would use it as like a character judgment of me. Like, you're crazy. You make videos. Like, why would someone want to date you? You literally are putting videos on the internet. And it's just so dumb because nowadays, like, everyone's online. Everyone has a YouTube. Everyone's posting content. It's way more like accepted now. But back then, it was more like an insult. It was like they thought they were insulting me by saying, oh, who are you? You make YouTube videos. Like, it just blows my mind that they felt like it was an insult. Because honestly, even back then, I was like, and so what? Like, what's your point? Now, looking back, yes, there were some things that I could have done differently, have said things and handled things differently, but I try to give myself grace. I was literally a teenager. Like, I didn't know any better, and I was doing the best I could. It is something I'm working on, like being comfortable, being uncomfortable, and being comfortable if someone's disagreeing with you, and just finding that piece of like, we're not always going to agree. And I definitely have scaled back a lot, but I did not post any of my YouTube videos on social media for years. It wasn't up until like maybe 3 years ago that I started to share like my YouTube videos on my Instagram stories and saying, hey, I posted a video, whatever, maybe sharing it on Facebook. It took me a really fucking long time because I didn't want anyone to fucking see it. And I still struggle with that. I still struggle with like sharing my stuff on all social media platforms. I know that like high school was 7 years ago, but it's still something that was very almost traumatizing to me. Maybe that prepared me for, you know, the future of where I'm going, because I'm used to hate. I'm used to, you know, getting mean comments on YouTube, even from strangers. Even posting the music videos before all the makeup and everything, I had people that would say stuff to me in my music videos like, oh, you have really bad acne, like this is terrible, whatever. So I have built myself up to have like a stronger guard, but at the end of the day, you can't prepare for anyone to say like negative things about you. And I don't know if it ever will like not bother me in some sort. Like, I definitely don't get bothered by it as much now, but it still makes me uncomfortable. So that's just a little snippet of some of the shit I went through. But here's the thing. During this whole phase of like high school and like me taking breaks, whatever, I still fucking posted. Yeah, I wasn't as consistent, and that's something that I do beat myself up about. Like, oh, damn, if I was just consistent, I could have had my channel where I wanted it to be. And I've had my channel for 10 years and it doesn't show that. But I had to take breaks for myself, but also I still posted because I was that person that's like always 100% myself. I'm never going to let someone else change that. And so that is a mentality that you do have to build for yourself. So there definitely were times that like on the inside I was crumbling, but I would never let anyone see that, because how dare you make me feel like I shouldn't post on YouTube anymore. Even out of high school, I dealt with a lot of that. Like, I didn't post almost like a year or two out of high school. And then I found like my passion and love for it again. And what I'm trying to get at is that through all of this shit, I did continue to do it because that's who I am. Like, I don't give a fuck if I'm standing alone. I'm still gonna be myself. Like, you will never change who I am as a person. Yes, you may make me like not want to post as much, or may hurt my feelings, or I might do some things just to like get by, or, quote unquote fit in, because I never felt like I did anything necessarily to fit in to completely change who I was, because at the core, like, I've always been myself. And so I feel you can never say that anyone changed who I was, and that's just who I've always been. Like, it's just something I've always had. You definitely can get there if that's something you want to work on. I am very stubborn, so it's something that like I've always had within me. Like, how dare you fucking say I can't do something, or how dare you think that you have power over me? Like, I just am that type of person that I'm never gonna make you think that you won, And you can get that way if you work on some of like your insecurities or your trauma, or saying those positive affirmations and becoming more confident and stepping into your power. That comes with time. Like, I'm not saying I've always been confident. Like, I don't even know if I would say I'm a confident person, but I have worked a lot on my insecurities, and I am very sensitive. I'm just not gonna show it. Like, and especially, I'm not going to allow someone to change who I am or make me not want to do something that makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something makes me happy and brings me joy and that's what I want to do, I'm going to fucking do it. Like, you're not going to tell me differently. Yeah, you might hurt my feelings. You may make me not want to post for a couple days, a week, a month, whatever. But like, fuck you, I'm still going to do it. That's just how I am. But I still have some trauma that I am working through all of that, because like I said, I still have issues with putting myself out there. So when it came to TikTok and I was like starting to feel those feelings again of, oh fuck, like I don't really want to post, like almost feel kind of threatened by being vulnerable, and like those feelings were coming back up. And I know it's something I need to work with, but me working with it is me blocking people that make me feel that way. So I block just about everyone I know, except for some close friends, some people I don't really mind who follow me. I might still block more people, to be honest. So if you're listening and I block you, it's no hard feelings. It's just something I need to do to help me work through this. And one point in my life, I may unblock everyone, but I just feel like if you don't want 100% like enjoy my content, support me, interact with my stuff, then like you don't need to follow me, and vice versa. You know, like if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. And if this is, you know, something you deal with your business, who fucking cares? That's what I want to say. Like, so fucking what? If someone has something to say, let them fucking say it. Because majority of the time, if someone has something to say about you, it's because you're doing something that they admire or they look up to, you know, that they would like to do for themselves. And something about what you're doing is triggering something inside them that they don't feel worthy or good enough to do. Oh, let's just end it there. But seriously, if someone has an issue with you, it's more than likely jealousy. It's them, not you. You doing you and being yourself triggers the hell out of people that aren't being themselves. So don't take it personal. It's their shit, not yours. And so what? Let them be them, and you're going to still do what you need to do and what makes you happy. So if they have something to say about it, let it be. Because guess what? You still being you posting what you want to post, regardless of what anyone says, is the most powerful shit that you can do. And if they really want to make fun of you and make it seem like you're beneath them because you express yourself on social media, then it says more about them than it does about you. Because while they're talking shit, you're going to build your business. They're going to wish that they supported you. Because at some point when you are just booming in your business and they feel like they want to come back around and act like a fan or a supporter, you're gonna be like, wait a second, no, that's not how it works, honey. And guess whose loss it'll be? Theirs. So let them fucking talk. You still be you. And if it's your family or your relatives, fuck them too. Sorry, I know that's harsh, but if they're not gonna support you and what you post on social media, they can get the block button too. That's how I feel about it. If you are holding yourself back because of people and their opinions about what you're doing and how you're living your life, then they don't belong in your life. They don't belong on your journey to fucking success. You have to be your number one supporter, and I will say that every fucking time. You have to make sure that you're writing for yourself, that you're your biggest fan, because you're going to have people that have something to fucking say. You're going to have negative comments. You're going to have hate. And you have to find that peace within yourself and that motivation within yourself to keep going, regardless of what other people have to say. Because at the end of the day, what they feel about what you're doing with your life does not fucking matter. If you're happy, if it makes you happy, you're going to have success. You're going to flourish because you're doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it with pure intentions. You're doing it because it makes you fucking happy. So if someone is dimming that light of yours, then fuck them. You know, it doesn't have to be that deep. It doesn't have to be like, hey, I hate you, I want to block you, whatever. It doesn't have to be like that. Sometimes we just need to have our safe space. And if we don't feel safe in that space, you're going to get blocked. And it's not because I don't like you or you're saying negative comments or I feel like you're a hater. It's just that I need to feel comfortable enough to post in it. So what I'm trying to say is if anyone gets in your way of posting and going after what you want, then do something about it. Fix the situation to make it comfortable for you. Because at the end of the day, what you're doing and how you feel is what matters most. That's truly the point of this whole podcast, is that I want you to feel comfortable enough within yourself. And maybe someday I will not give a fuck who follows me. And hopefully that day is soon. Because I'm sure some of you guys are probably like, well, if you want to grow your socials, like, you're going to have people that know you and follow you and whatever. But at some point, when I have reached that level of like success or not giving a fuck, I won't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to care who follows me because I have already made it my business. I've already made money from it. Then at that point, I wouldn't give a fuck. But it's when you are interfering with me building and being in that process of getting to where I want to go, that's when it becomes an issue. So for me, this is how I'm dealing with it. And hopefully I helped someone else with maybe some similar trauma or fears around posting on social media or growing their business. Truly, at the end of the day, I will always say, do what makes you happy and do what you got to do. Like, if you have to remove some people out of your life, then do it. Like, it doesn't have to be so cutthroat like I'm kind of making it seem now, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to follow someone just because you know each other. You know, leave that for Facebook. This world is so open to social media now that thankfully in 2023, it's way more accepted to post and have a YouTube and put yourself out there. I know so many people that I went to high school with that now have YouTube channels or post content on TikTok, like their recipes or whatever. And I remember at first I was like, a little salty because I'm like, oh, no one wants to say nothing now, huh? Like, no one's got nothing to say, huh? Because that's just who I am. Because honestly, I was that person that someone else could do the same fucking shit that I did, but if I did it, it's a fucking problem. Someone had something to fucking say. You know, like, there was some girls doing their makeup fucking wild as fuck, definitely not blending their shit, but nope. It's just, I don't know. I think I trigger people. I think I've come to realization that I'm meant to trigger people in life because I never truly fucking understood like what the hell I did and how someone could do the same fucking thing and then it'd be okay. But that's something I'm working through. You know, I'm working on, you know, my teenage years shit. I'm working on my trauma with that. I'm working on, you know, just healing all of that. So bear with me. But yeah, I think it's great that it's more accepted and it's not so crazy when people say, hey, I have a channel now or whatever. Unfortunately, just when I was doing it, and on top of that, I was in high school. So, you know, it's more intertwined and I live in a small town. So like doing anything that's different, quote unquote, or you know, just out of the norm brings more attention to you, more than likely negative attention. So it is what it is. I don't want this to be about me, and I'm sorry if it kind of came out that way, but I was just sharing like my own experience. If you are someone like me that wants to put themselves out there or has put themselves out there and have gotten negative feedback, I'm here to tell you to keep being you, bitch. Keep being you. Because at the end of the day, there's only one of you and life's short. So might as well do what makes you happy. And I'm going to be here supporting you. So if you don't have anyone encouraging you to build that online business or whatever it is, I'm here to encourage you and support you. And also, just more importantly, support yourself. Be that number one supporter. I know it gets lonely sometimes, but it will be worth it in the end. So hopefully this was organized enough for you guys to understand the point and the message. I sometimes don't like not having notes for my podcast because I feel like it's everywhere, but I also really love just going with the flow and saying whatever comes to my mind. So hopefully you guys like this episode. Let me know in the comments below if you're on YouTube. If you enjoyed today's episode or this podcast at all, please leave a review on Apple. It helps my podcast grow and be pushed to other people. And if you guys want to follow me on social medias, my social is at Madison Ansel. MADYSONANCELL. Everything will be linked in the comments, or not the comments, in the bio. Everything will be linked down there. My business pages, lotusmebloom.com, where I sell crystals and candles and essential oils, all that stuff down there. If you guys have any suggestions on topics, please let me know, because sometimes I don't want to talk about the things that I've wrote down. And yeah, whatever you guys want to see, just let me know. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I need to get off here because my camera keeps overheating. This is going to be a problem in the summer for sure. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.